Hi, all my stamping friends, and welcome to another Make It Monday. I'm your creative coach, Lisa Fulford, and I welcome you to my channel. And I have a fun card that I was hoping it would be a 5-minute card, but I think it ended up being more like 10 minutes. So I tried to time it to see if maybe I could say it was a 5-minute card, but maybe if you had everything cut out ahead of time, it would be, but with doing some die cutting and some embossing, then it ended up making it about 10 minutes. But still, 10 minutes for a card is an awesome, time frame, especially when you need something, really quick. So 10 minutes really isn't too bad, rather than, taking a half an hour or so. So today's card is going to be this really cute, it's the Simply Zinnias, and so it's got some embossing, and then it's got this here thanks, and got a little bit of the little sequency type things on there. And so we're going to get started. Now I'm going to make mine right now just a little bit different to make a couple changes to some things that when I made this card, I wasn't quite 100% happy with, but I still think it'll turn out just fine. If not, I'll go back to the original plan. So here we go. We will get started. So I'm going to lay this right up here so it can be seen. And so I'm going to bring in the Simple Zinnia, the stamp set with the 3 flowers on it, Blackberry Bliss. I'll do my best not to call it Rich Raspberry. And then I have a little piece of our foam adhesive sheets. And then I have our iridescent adhesive back discs for the little sparkles on there. And then, let's see, I've got some Blackberry Bliss, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25 right down the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that, and then I'm going to crease that. And then we have a piece of basic white, and for my ruler, oh, right here it is, and it is, I can't remember, it is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 for the inside. And then these pieces here, this piece is 2 5/8 by 3 5/8, I do believe, yeah, 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. And then the piece of Melon Mambo is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Then we have a piece of the DSP from the that Zinnia pack, and it is 2 inches by 5.5 inches. All right, so we will get started. I want to bring in our embossing folder, the Zinnia 3D embossing folder. It's so pretty. And so I have my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right here beside me. I have this die right here. And then this is the Thanks and Beyond dies. It was an add-on for if you were a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. And so it has this fun little shape here. It's got a couple butterflies in there, and then also has this thanks in there. And so instead of stamping things, I decided I wanted to do like a little die cut. So I have that, and that came from that pack. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, then they have these little extra add-ons that you can order. If you're not a subscriber, then you cannot add those on. So anyway, so I've got different things, and we will do a little bit of stamping before we move on to doing the die cutting and the embossing. And so if you have this all cut out and ready to go, it more than likely would be a 5-minute card, but I don't want to call it a 5-minute card. From start to finish is about 10 minutes. So I want to bring in my silicone mat, little silicone mat. Use it instead of like scratch paper. I'm going to put down my little piece here. That's going to be my focal piece. So I'm going to go ahead and move that out of the way. I'm going to ink this up really well. And I'm sorry, I've been trying to find a new setup for my camera so it doesn't shake as much. I'll try to do my best not to, I don't want to make anybody motion sick. I know sometimes I get that, so I try to be conscious of that, but anyway, I haven't figured out a way to do that yet, but I'll figure something out. So I'm just going to make certain that the stems go off the paper and that it lines up right about there. I did switch sides with where my camera faced, and because I have LED lights in my craft room, and so it usually makes the film roll, but the way I have it set up now, it must be in a good spot because I'm not noticing it on my end, but if you see it on your end, please let me know so that I can try to adjust that. All right, so there's that already. I'll set that off to the side, and we're going to bring this piece in, and so we're going to ink that up. And if you think you like this card, I know we haven't put it together yet, but by seeing this one here, that's what we're making. If you think you like this card, then if you would give me a thumbs up, a nice like there, I appreciate that. There we go. Stamp that right there. You don't want to rock it because you don't get a halo. And that looks pretty good. So we are done with the inks. I'll get that out of the way. Set these off to the side for a moment. Set this up here. We're done with the silicone mat. All right, so now then we are going to do some embossing and some die cutting. So I'm going to bring this in and scoop up the things that I need. Right, set that under there. Try to scoot this forward so you can see what I'm doing. Just open this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the embossing. So I'm going to bring in this thick plate, which is the #1 plate. Put that down there. Bring in the embossing folder. I'm going to open that up, and the flowers go this direction. So I'm going to lay this in here like that. Lay that down, and then grab our plate #4. That is the plate special to do the 3D embossing. There's no other plates. So 1 and 4 with the 3D embossing in there. And then we're just going to hold it. I'll try to crank slow. Sorry about the shaking of the camera. Okay. So I'm going to open this up like that. I'll set this over here. Embossing folders out of the way. Take this #1 plate and bring in our #2 and 2 of our #3s. Put this down here. Then I want to see if this will cut with this thin die. I want to cut that out. Oops, I better put that cutting plate under there. Put that on there. Put my plate on top, through. Come back again. So I'm gonna make certain I get all the way through that. Hopefully I did. Let's see. Looks like maybe I did. There we go. Just press it through that way. Yeah, so I'm pressing the die through it. Sorry, I was off camera there. I'm still getting used to my setup, so I'm just going to open that up for now, like that. And then I want to bring in this piece of Helen Mambo. Put my things right through the center, and this is a little trick so that you can conserve paper. and I don't have to cut those. It's actually, it saves me time because I don't have to cut the little pieces, and I can cut it out of the center, but we're going to hide that. So I'm going to run this through like that. Way. All right. Now we have our thanks. I have my take your pick tool. Push out all these little bits and pieces like that. And I'm going to take this. Probably could have added my paper to this, but I wasn't certain if it would even cut, as you know, with a thinlet like that, if it would cut or not. So I didn't want to risk that. And then, oops, I'll bring that silicone mat in because it seems to be getting sticky, sticky, sticky. All right, so I want to bring in my thanks. So this is adding a little bit of time because it won't stop sticking to me. And I'm going to do one letter at a time. So I'm going to add my S to that. And I want to bring the K around. Add the K. And then the N. So the bits are coming out of the centers of those now, which is good. I'm just going to work with it, try to line it all up best that I can. Oh, there's those centers are coming out. Whoops. The center to come out of that A. Out of the T. So I'm just kind of working with it, trying to make certain it all gets put on there correctly. And I'll get this out between the S, between the K. And I have a few more little bits here. I think it's best to put the, now that I know that it will run through, it's best to put your cardstock on first, and then that way you only have one sticky side to deal with at a time. I'm going to poke in the A and that center piece here, and then this T center piece. Okay. This might end up being longer than 10 minutes now. All right. So just bear with me here. So we've got that. So I'm going to lay that on here for now. I'll set that off to the side till we're ready for it. But I do now know that yes, you can run the die, and you can put the cardstock and all the other bits and pieces, or that extra piece with it, and run that through. I wasn't certain. I hadn't tried it yet, so I just didn't want to lead you astray. So we're going to bring in this. We're going to add our inside to it. I was using my Stampin' seal, but I'm just going to use my glue. I feel like it's faster for me. Add this to the inside here, just like that. So we did that. Now the next thing we need to do is I want to bring this in and lay this down. And then I have my Melon Mambo marker. And what I'm going to do is I'll take the brush tip. I'm just going to put it inside this and just lightly splatter. Add some depth. You can add as little or as much. And if you get higher, you know, you get wider. Trying to get some bigger splatters. All right, so there's a little splatter on there. All right, so now we're going to add that to this. So I'm going to add my adhesive to the back of this. I have it on my silicone mat. This is a very, like I said, it's 3D, so you want to put lots of adhesive on there. Okay. So that's just a little tip. We're going to add this on here. When you use glue, you get a little bit of room to wiggle it around. I try not to wiggle it too much. I'll use my glue eraser to get that here in a moment. Bring this around. Add this on. This is just a fun little thank you card. Kind of informal. Run that across through the center there, like that. Add a few dimensionals. I think I'm just going to glue it down because I have that on dimension. So I'm just going to glue this down. So I put that up on dimensionals and then I glued that down, and it's at an angle, and that's why I was going to put the stuff, the foam behind it to add, to bring it up to dimension, just like that. Now we'll pull this, the backing's already off, so make sure those pieces get out of there. This paper out of there. We're going to come along here. We're going to try to lay it down just like that. And it says thanks. So that's got the dimension to it. I do think if I would have put the cardstock on, I wouldn't be able to see as much as that of the white. And then there's also a little bit of that backing in there. We just need to try to get that out. And some tweezers. I didn't notice it before I placed it down. So you know, this is, I'm showing you the things that maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Because you know, we make mistakes too. But I'm also trying to show how to fix that. So there we got it. All right, so there's that. And then now I want to bring in those discs. Open this out, and I've got my take your pick tool here with some putty on the end. And I'm going to grab one, two, about three. I might grab some of these little bit wider ones and do 5 all together. So there we go. That will be our Make It Monday. And I was trying my best for it to be a 5-minute card, like I said, and then I thought, well, maybe I better make it a 10-minute card, and you know, I fiddled with it so much it might have been a 15-minute card, but it's just because I was trying something new, and so I just didn't like how, I don't know if you can see how this is raised right here, and then it goes flat, and I didn't think I could put enough mini dimensionals behind there, so I went ahead and just did it, and then I wanted to like pop that up. And so I think this works if we put down the cardstock first and then onto that foam, put on this foam and then run it through. I think it would have worked so much better. So do as I say, not as I do, and so I think you would have better success at it. And so here is our card, pretty inside. And so I really hope that you enjoyed this card, and if you did, like I said, please give it a thumbs up. That is the biggest compliment that you can give me. And if you are new to my channel, or you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it if you did, because it helps my channel out and makes it where I can bring you more of these Make It Mondays and my Technique Tuesdays and my other fun things that I have. So please stay tuned to my channel for more Make It Mondays and inspiration. And so thank you for joining me, and happy stamping. Bye bye.